Hello, I'm Michael of M.O.D's Catering Services. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like. So we are going to prepare our palmnut soup, and we need our meat, which we are going to season with blended ginger, garlic, and scotch bonnet pepper. So we need our beef, we need our cow skin or willy, we need kotoje, the dry one and the fresh one. So we are going to mix them up. We're going to add in our blended scotch bonnet pepper, our ginger and garlic, which is blended. Yes, we're going to add that to our meat, and we are going to cook this on a medium-low heat. We're going to cook this on a medium-low heat till everything has been well cooked. We're going to add in a bit of our onions, sliced or cubed onions. Then we just cover this up to simmer for some minutes. Then we can add in a partial amount of water. We're going to add in our seasoning salt and a bit of salt. We don't need too much of salt, just a pinch of salt and our seasoning salt. Then we just leave this to simmer on our medium-low heat or medium-high heat for about 10 minutes before we add in our water to cook this completely, before we proceed to adding in our remaining ingredients. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. So we'll add a little bit. We rinse our blender, we add a little bit of water to our blender and washing the bowl and add it to it to help us simmer this on our medium-low heat for some few minutes. Then we come back and show you the whole process again. So our meat has been on for about 5 minutes now on our medium-high heat, and it's simmering. It's simmering beautifully. So we are going to leave this to boil completely, then we continue from there. So we are going to stir everything together to make sure our blended pepper, ginger, and garlic are mixed in raw, very raw before. We just cover it up to keep simmering for some extra few minutes before we proceed to add in our remaining ingredients. We're just going to gently cover this up and allow it to cook. So we've been cooking this for about 15 minutes now. I'm going to give it a gentle stir. We are going to add in our already prepared palm nut. So we cooked it, and we just did our mashing with our pestle and whatever mortar we used, and we strained with hot water. And since we were supposed to do it yesterday, but we didn't have much time on our hands, so we decided to freeze the palm mixture. We decided to freeze the whole palm mixture. So here we have it. It came out of the freezer, and it's now the ice is now just dissolving. So we are going to just add it directly to our boiled and steamed meat, and our boiled and steamed meat. So we are just going to add everything to it. Since all the products we have in here are all made from cow. Beef is from cow, the hide is also from cow, kotoje from cow. So our meat, our steamed assorted meat, we're just going to add in the iced blended palm nuts to it. Then we'll add in the liquid mixture as well. We're going to let this cook. We will leave it and let that cook for some minutes before we proceed to adding in any other ingredients we need. So please stay glued. We're just going to pour in the palm mixture. We need to do a gentle pour so we don't swallow our trays. So we have everything here. We just give it a good stir, cover that up and allow it to cook gently. So we give it a gentle stir, then we'll leave this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then we come and check on it and see the progress. So we give it a good stir, then we cover that up and allow it to cook for about 15 minutes. So we left some of the palm nut mixture, so we just add that later. So we are going to add in our onions, pepper, which we'll blend and add to our soup. We're just going to add in our onions, our scotch bonnet pepper and habanero pepper. Then we just cover that up. As it boils, we take it out, blend it and add it to our palmnut soup mixture. We're just going to add in our onions and our pepper. Then we cover that up and allow to cook. So please stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and trust me, you're going to love the outcome. So we've been cooking this for about 20 minutes now, and as you can see, it's boiling very well, and our pepper and our onions are ready. So we'll be blending that soon. We have our cassava and our plantain. We are going to prepare fufu to pair with our palmnut soup. So I'm just going to add in our water and salt. Then we just put that on fire to boil. Then we can go ahead and blend our pepper and our onions for our soup. So we're going to cover that up with our sanka. Yes, our special asanka. If you know, you know. We're just going to check on our soup and just take out our pepper and onions. Then we blend everything together. Then we add it to our mixture. Okay. So I'm just going to blend our pepper and onions together. Make sure they are very smooth before adding to our soup. Later on, we're going to. So we just take out our pepper. When you're done, you're just going to scoop off any excess. That's when our soup is almost ready. We scoop off any excess of our palm oil. And we can even use this for our stew or any other meal you'd like to prepare that needs palm oil. So we are going to add the rest of our palm nuts to it, and we have to make sure we are being gentle because sometimes there are chaff and unwanted particles at the base. So I'm just going to add this, then we blend in our pepper and onions, then we add it to the mixture and allow that to cook as well. So please don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Our cassava is also busy cooking up, and in no time it will be ready. We'll pound that back in, then we just focus on the soup, then let you know the outcome. So we're going to add in our blended pepper and onions to our palmnut soup. Then we give that a good stir. Then we cover that up for some few minutes and allow that to cook. Before we add in our mackerel and our tuna. We're just going to give it a good stir. We wash up our blended stuffs into it, then we just give it a good stir. Then we cover that up and allow it to cook for some few minutes. Palmnut soup, making palmnut soup is so easy, except the dishes should be washing. That's the only problem. If not, making of palmnut soup is so easy and it's so yummy and it's very nutritious. So please do give it a try. We need to stir everything together. Then we cover that up and allow it to cook for some few more minutes before we add in our mackerel and tuna. We're just going to cover that up and allow it to cook. We're now going to add in our tuna. So we're going to add in the head first. It's very necessary. I love that. And we're going to add in the tuna itself. once you are done, add in our tuna. Then once you're done, you're going to add in the smaller chunks as well. Yes. All this add up to the soup. They are going to add in our mackerel. So we've added in our tuna and mackerel. We're just going to give it a good stir. Then we'll allow that to cook as well. Later on, we taste for salt. If it's okay, we don't add any more salt. If not, we are going to add in salt, because when we started it, we seasoned with salt and seasoning salt. So we just taste for salt before proceeding to adding in any more salt. We're just going to stir this together. Then we allow that to cook for some few minutes, extra minutes, about 5 minutes. Then we just taste for salt. We add in if needed or necessary. If not, then our palmnut soup is ready to be paired with our fufu. So what I normally do is I put off my flame and I allow the palm oil set at the top. Then I scoop that off. So you see the palm oil we've gotten almost a container full. So we just scoop off any palm oil we get. That's the excess palm oil. We let that settle before. If you try scooping, you might end up scooping the soup alongside with it. Since the bubbles are busy, it's still bubbling up, it will end up scooping soup. So we normally let it settle before scooping up the palm oil. Then we put on our burner to finally cook our soup again. Then we also cook our scooped palm oil. We make sure we cook it so we take out any excess liquid in there to let the palm oil set for us. We're just going to cook this finally. So our pounded fufu is ready. We're just going to neatly dress that up with a wooden masher in our earthenware bowl. Then we scoop in our soup. And here we're just going to neatly send that in our earthenware bowl. And now we have our palmnut soup. So our palmnut soup is ready. And I don't even know what to say. It looks delicious. It looks so delicious. Yummy, and our soup is ready to be scooped onto our fufu. I'm just going to gently scoop our soup. Yes. So here we have our palmnut soup already. I'm looking yummy already. I'm going to serve that. So our soup is ready, and you're going to scoop some onto our prepared fufu. Please do give it a try. It's a must try recipe. It's so easy, and trust me, anybody you make this for is going to love it. We're just going to serve our palmnut soup. We're going to serve this with our salted meat and our tuna. Yes. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Michael of M.O.D's Kitchen Services. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Michael of M.O.D's Kitchen Services. I hope you learned something new. Give it a try and let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video as well. And share with your friends also.